Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only Animation Legends, and yeah, guys, today I am back with the next part of what if Naruto was neglected by his family and had the powers of Magic King. So, yeah, guys, hopefully, you guys enjoyed the previous part of the series, and if you guys have not seen it, please, guys, check it out. You guys will definitely like it. And yeah, guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please, guys, do so. It would be very helpful to me as I want to reach 20k subscribers on this channel, and you guys subscribing would be really appreciated. So please guys do so. So without any further ado, let us start the video. Last time we left off as we saw that how Naruto has finally ended his visit into another timeline after the awakening of his true power, as he has absorbed the power of the 10 tails and many other bloodlines absorbed by zombie Naruto in that universe, as afterward Naruto finally arrived in the shinobi world where the finals of the Chunin exam were about to happen, as Naruto had to fight against Menma, as Menma was ready to show the merit of his power he has been training in this time, and decided to challenge Naruto, as Naruto was amused by the power of Menma, even though Menma had worked hard, but in the end of the day he was no match for Naruto, as the battle between Menma and Naruto began. But to the surprise and utter shock of Menma, Naruto easily dodged all of the attacks of Menma. On top of that, Naruto used the Shinra Tensei of his Rinnegan ability, slamming Menma into the walls and throwing him into the sky. Even Menma had to use the fourth tail chakra, but it was no match for Naruto. Even the summoning jutsu was easily taken care of Naruto, as Menma was furious about it. But Naruto decided to end the battle. After all, he was far away from the so-called childish battles with his little siblings, and just like that, Naruto ended the battle with Menma. But Orochimaru took advantage of the situation and started his invasion, while putting up a barrier around the third Hokage as well as the fourth Hokage, while on the other hand, third Hokage, who was watching the battle of Naruto, was pretty shocked to see the impressive power of Naruto. He was also wondering if Minato's power, because of Naruto, will increase as well, while on the other hand, Minato was suspicious of Naruto. Naruto's speed was simply too much. Earlier, he just wanted to test the merit of Menma. After all, Menma is supposed to be the future Hokage. That is why he wanted to train him. But it seemed that he has underestimated Naruto. But Naruto is becoming stronger than he previously expected. So he had to make new plans for Naruto. But before he can implement them, Orochimaru decided to start his invasion. As Orochimaru summoned the first and second Hokage, and thus the battle between the four Hokages began. But Minato and third Hokage were in disadvantage, even though Minato was faster than the second Hokage. But second Hokage had many forbidden techniques. He was even able to make a seal that was able to counter Minato's own flying thundercard technique, shocking Minato, as second Hokage was pushing Minato, while on the other hand, third Hokage was no match for the first Hokage, while on the other hand, Naruto had already ended the battle with Menma. So he decided to intervene in the whole situation. At that moment, Edo Tensei, first Hokage and second Hokage were summoned. Naruto was able to sense the presence of the Pure Land, as Naruto could feel the immense chakra that resides in the Pure Land. And he was not talking about the Sage of Six Paths, it was just the pure chakra of all the shinobis since the time their chakra was distributed by the Sage of Six Paths. All of their chakra, all of their power resides within the Pure Land. All of that belongs to the Sage itself. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that thought, while on the other hand, he finally arrived inside of the barrier where Minato was fighting against the second Hokage as well as the first Hokage, but Naruto decided to intervene in the matter. It did not take long for Naruto to take care of the first and second Hokage. Even second Hokage was shocked by the power of Naruto, and just like that, their souls were released from their body, while on the other hand, Orochimaru took advantage of the situation and cut one of the arm of the third Hokage and decided to leave from there. While on the other hand, Orochimaru was leaving, Minato tried to stop him, but Orochimaru was able to make a distraction. Thus, he was able to leave. Afterward, Naruto arrived behind Orochimaru and asked him about the question about the Pure Land. So yeah guys, that was the last part of the series. So if you guys have not seen it, please guys check it out. You guys will definitely like it. So without any further ado, let us start the story from here. As Naruto was looking towards Orochimaru, as Orochimaru threw a scroll towards Naruto, this is all the information I have gathered in of the Pure Land. It is not much because there are not a lot of techniques in the shinobi world about the Pure Land, as Naruto grabbed the scroll and looking towards Orochimaru, who seemed to be looking for a way to escape. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that, Orochimaru Look at my eyes. As Orochimaru was confused, but something told him to look at there, and suddenly Naruto's eyes changed as a strange Sharingan pattern appeared in Naruto's eyes. Koto Masukami, as Orochimaru was silent for a few seconds, and then he knelt in front of Naruto. Koto Masukami, one of the abilities of Shisui Uchiha, the zombie Naruto had converted Uchiha Itachi into a zombie. Thus, his Mangekyo abilities were also present within him. So, Naruto was able to take that power for himself, as Naruto simply smirked at that. You will serve me from here on out. Orochimaru searched everything about the Pure Land, how to enter the Pure Land, especially without dying. As Orochimaru simply nodded at that, as you wish, my lord. With that, Naruto dismissed Orochimaru, who disappeared from there. As Naruto smirked at that, alright then, father, it is time to take care of you as well. With that, Naruto simply put the scroll away and disappeared from there, while, on the other hand, Minato was in the Hokage office giving orders how to take care of Konoha after the invasion, as Minato simply sighed at that. Hokage position is really troublesome, as Minato thought in his mind. As Minato was taking a bit of rest, suddenly the door was slammed open and Shimura Danzo, as well as the other elders arrived, as well as the third Hokage, who seemed to have finally reattached his arm, though he will not be able to make hand seals any longer, as the arm, other than a bit of use, was useless, as third Hokage was not exactly happy about it, but he was already old and he did not had to fight any longer, so there was little he could do about it. As everyone arrived, as Minato looked towards them with a raised eyebrow at that. Fourth Hokage, you have to take responsibility for this whole situation under your supervision. Many shinobi. As Minato's eyes narrowed at that, what do you want to say, Danzo? Just say it clearly. Ashmura Danzo scoffed at that. I do not fear you, Namakase. You are the Hokage. You have to take responsibility. Many shinobi arrived in Konoha because of you, and so much damage has been caused. Cause someone has to take responsibility, and only you, Hokage, are responsible. As Minato scoffed at that, if I'm not mistaken, during this whole invasion, you and your root Ambu were nowhere to be found. Just like when Kyuubi attack happened, Ashimura Danzo glared towards Minato. My root Ambu were protecting most important places of Konoha. You know you have no right to say anything about the matter, as Minato simply scoffed at that. Well, Minato, do not worry about it. We have summoned a Jonin council in which a solution will definitely be found. As Third Hokage spoke with a smile on his face, Third Hokage has realized that after he has gotten a bit weaker, he had lost so much power, and Minato will definitely push for more power after all. No matter what, Shinobi World is a world of strong, while his reputation still stands, but he was already getting older, and many people were leaning towards Minato now that he has gotten such a serious injury that he can no longer form hand signs. Many people will definitely go towards Minato and they will lose even more power. Tadokage did not wanted Minato to resign. He only wanted more power. That was the reason he was pushing for this. As Minato looked towards Tadokage, as both of their eyes met for a second, and Tadokage looked away. After all, he had his own selfish thoughts. As Minato simply scoffed at that. If the Jonin Council is already summoned, then why don't we pay it a visit? With that, Minato stood up and disappeared with the flying Thundercat technique, and Danzo scoffed at that. In the Jonin Council, they will definitely push Minato so that they can get more and more power, just like they always wanted. With that, all four of them decided to leave using Sunshine technique, as after some time, they finally arrived in the Jonin Council. In the Jonin Council, all the Jonins of Konoha were present along with the clan heads, as Minato decided to take his seat at that. As after some time, Tadokage and the Elder Council finally arrived and decided to take their respective seats. As Minato looked towards the Jonin, he was thankful that in this whole invasion, only 5 Jonins were injured, while on the other hand, only one Jonin died. And he was happy about it. This proves the strength of Konoha's Jonin are definitely greater than the Jonin of other villages. As Minato simply sighed at that as he looked towards them, we have gathered this Jonin Council so that you guys can talk about this whole invasion and we can talk about the solutions of the matter at hand in Konoha. As all the Jonin simply nodded at that, but before anyone can say anything, Shimura Danzo finally stood up. We are also here to make fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato responsible for this invasion. It was because of his reckless movements as well as his carelessness that Orochimaru and so many Sand Shinobi were able to invade our Konoha. This is the responsibility of Hokage to protect Konoha, but Minato was unable to do so, and I believe that he is no longer worthy to be the fourth Hokage. So therefore, I push for the removal of Namikaze Minato from the position of the fourth Hokage and push for the fifth Hokage war. Even the third Hokage was taken aback at that. They were only here to pressure Minato, not to force him to hand over the position of the Hokage, as the third Hokage was about to say something, but then he looked towards his other two comrades who seemed to be looking away. As third Hokage frowned at that, suddenly he realized that now that he has lost the power on his one hand, he can no longer form hand signs, which means that he can no longer use ninjutsu, and Danzo has become the strongest of them all, of the four. So therefore, it seemed that he has already made deals with his other two companions, looking towards many clan heads who seem to be aligning with Danzo. Third Hokage has realized that he has unknowingly joined a coup d'etat against Minato. Even Minato had realized the situation, looking towards the Jonin. Many clan heads seemed to be looking away from Minato as Minato cursed under his breath. Damn it, damn it. This Danzo has really gone out of his mind, as Danzo simply smirked at that, looking towards Minato. He was looking for this opportunity. He had planned everything. And he had already made deals with many of the clan heads using threats and inducement. He was able to bring many of the Jonin on his side. After the injury of the third Hokage, he had quickly moved, even showing off his Mokedan power, thus proving that he has already gained the power of the Mokedan, thus using the prestige of the first Hokage left behind, as many of the Jonins do not know that Danzo can only make small trees, nothing more than that. And they had realized that Danzo has gained the power of the first Hokage, so they believe that Danzo has the potential of the first Hokage, so therefore they have decided to join hands with him, as Danzo simply smirked at that. So therefore, let us push for the vote of no confidence in Minato Namikaze and his removal from the position of the fourth Hokage. And I believe that I am the perfect choice for the fifth Hokage, as Danzo stood up, looking towards everyone, as many of the Jonins looked towards each other, as Minato glared towards Danzo. Looking towards the Jonin, he has realized that he has fallen into a trap. He has no choice in this matter. If the vote is passed, then he will be out of the Hokage position, no matter what he says then. Unknown to Minato, Naruto was already present in the Jonin Council. He was looking towards everyone. Honestly, he was bored here, but he wanted some amusement, and he was also thinking about a new idea that came to his mind earlier, and he was thinking about it. But looking towards Shimura Danzo, who seemed to be radiating a lot of malice and negative emotions, Naruto did not like him whatsoever. According to the memories of Zombie Naruto, this Shimura Danzo has attacked Zombie Naruto on multiple occasions, and Naruto has absorbed him and thus gaining his memory and experience as well. So Naruto had a dislike for Shimura Danzo. As Shimura Danzo was speaking, I believe that Konoha required a strong leader, a leader powerful enough to show all the villages the strength of Konoha, and I believe that I am the only person. Jiraiya is a softie. You and I both know, all of us know the personality of Jiraiya, while on the other hand, Tsunade is just a drunken and nothing more than that. She has lost so much money outside of Konoha. On top of that, she also has the fear of blood few years ago. Even if she's healed, who knows, she might even have it again. And in the end of the day, she's just a medical ninja. So I believe that only I am worthy enough to be for the position of the fifth Hokage. As Minato slammed his fist into the table, Danzo, you're going too far. It is not your place to be the fifth Hokage. You're as old as the third Hokage, and he has already retired. You are already in your 80s. Who knows, after giving you the position of Hokage, you might drop dead one day. After a year or so, as Danzo simply scoffed at that, he has already put the cells of Hashirama. So even if he's the same age as the third Hokage, he believes that his physical fitness is at least 15 years younger than that of the third Hokage. On top of that, third has already lost the usage of his ninjutsu and therefore is no longer a threat for Shimura Danzo. As Danzo was scoffing, I'm fit as ever, fourth Hokage, and I believe that you should be ready to resign on your own. It will not look good for you to be kicked out of the position of Hokage. As for me, I, Shimura Danzo, am the only. But Naruto had heard enough of it. As Naruto looked towards Danzo, his hand started to glow with time energy. Suddenly, Danzo grabbed his chest. Something is off. He could feel it. His heart, it was beating far too fast. As Naruto has aged the heart of Shimura Danzo far 30 years more, and at the moment Danzo's body and his heart were that of different ages. As Danzo opened his mouth, wanted to say something, but suddenly he collapsed, grabbing his heart as he wanted to say something. One of the Jonin, who was a medical ninja, quickly realized as he rushed towards Danzo and started to heal him. As he looked towards more Jonin, he's having a heart attack. As everyone was taken aback at that one moment, they were ready to kick out for Hokage Minato Namikaze and push Shimura Danzo in the position of the fifth Hokage. Next moment, the man had almost dropped dead because of a heart attack. No one could believe it. It was almost out of this world, even though they are shinobis. But that doesn't change the fact that they're human as well. And there are many illnesses in the shinobi world that affects the shinobi as well, and heart attack is nothing special. Old people often have it in the shinobi world as well. Even third Hokage, who thought that today Danzo might become the Hokage, was taken aback at that, but he quickly stood up. Ambu, as several Ambu arrived, take Shimura Danzo to the hospital as well, called for Tsunade. As everyone picked up Shimura Danzo and took him away, as Naruto simply scoffed at that. Just a small lesson. He did not like Shimura Danzo whatsoever, but that doesn't need mean that Naruto likes Minato. As Naruto simply looked towards him and disappeared from the shadows. As Minato for a second looked towards the direction where Naruto was, Minato also could not understand it. It was almost like a dream. One moment he was about to be kicked out of the Hokage position. The next moment his rival has almost dropped dead. As Minato simply shook his head at that, but that was a good thing. This proves that Shimura Danzo is just an old man, no matter what he say, no matter how many abilities he's gained. But that doesn't change the fact that he's already in his 80s and he's no longer worthy to be the Hokage. As many of the Jonin and clan heads looked towards each other, they could already see in their respective eyes that they were no longer gonna keep up with the deal that they made with Shimura Danzo, who wants a Hokage, who one day might even drop dead. As they no longer wanted that. With that, they stood up and the Jonin council was dismissed. Just like that, in the hospital, Shimura Danzo finally woke up. Tsunade was standing in front of him. It seemed that you seem to have some problem with your heart. I have already run many tests on it. You need to rest, Shimura Danzo. Your days as a shinobi are over. If you were to push your body any longer, I believe that you will have another heart attack. So you and old man just relax and enjoy your retirement. She has also heard about everything Shimura Danzo has said in the Jonin Council about her, Jiraiya, and Minato, even though she did not want it to be Hokage, but that doesn't mean that anyone can insult her. But she was a medical ninja and had to obey the orders of the third Hokage, so she simply completed her diagnosis and gave a small instruction to Danzo, and just like that, she left the room. In the room, only the elders and the third Hokage were left. As the third Hokage looked towards his old friends, Danzo, what is the meaning of this? Why did you push for the removal of Minato? We had already agreed that we will only push Minato so that we can get more power. But what is the meaning of this? You almost got a coup d'etat in Konoha. Do you understand the meaning of it? As the third Hokage glared towards his old friends and then he glared towards Danzo, but looking at the face of Danzo, who felt like as if he has lost the whole world, third Hokage finally calmed down a little bit and his, you can say, expression softened a little bit as well. As he sighed at that, Danzo just give up on the position of Hokage. You have to understand it. Minato is the perfect Hokage, even though we want power, but that doesn't change the fact that Minato should remain as Hokage. As you can say, Danzo finally came out of his stupor as he glared toward the third Hokage. What do you want to say, Hiruzen? I'm worthy of Hokage. I'm worthy. As he glared towards third Hokage and roared on top of his lung. As third Hokage also glared back at that, Danzo, just give up on your dream. You are never gonna be Hokage. As Danzo sipped his cough at that as he threw away the blanket. I was this close, Hiruzen. Today I should have become the fifth Hokage, but everything is ruined. As Tadokage sighed, Danzo, no one ruined anything for you. You're old, just accept it. You almost died because of a heart attack, because of your own excitement. And if you would have become the fifth Hokage and then you would have heart attack, you would have made Konoha a joke for the entirety of the shinobi world. So just accept it. With that, third Hokage stood up as Danzo glared at his bag. He could not understand it. How is this even possible? Where did this whole heart troubles came from? He had Senju Hashirama cells in his body, so how could he ever have any trouble in his body? It is utterly impossible. As Shimura Danzo could never accept it, as he quickly gave a signal, as many root Ambu arrive, bring me the best. Rude, medical ninja here. I do not trust Tsunade. I believe that she's hiding something from me. As the medical ninja, after some time, finally arrived while the other two elders were waiting here. They have already turned their back on Hiruzen and they believe that Hiruzen will not let them go that easily, so they can only remain with Shimura Danzo now. As Shimura Danzo quickly told the medical ninja everything. As the medical ninja started his examination, as after some time one of the medical ninjas stood up. Lord Danzo, there is a serious trouble with your heart. As Danzo glared towards him, I already know that, just tell me everything. As the Ambu simply nodded at that. Lord Danzo, according to our diagnosis, it seemed that your heart has aged at least 15 years more than your body. As Danzo's eyes widened at that, what are you talking about? As the Root Ambu simply nodded at that. According to the examination we previously had in the Root organization, your body was normal and there was no trouble with your heart. But from the reports we are seeing now and chakra reaction, it seems that someone has used space-time power on your heart, thus aging it, thus inducing your heart attack. As Shimura Danzo's eyes widened at that, while the other elders' eyes widened at the same time at that, using time abilities, space-time. There is only one master of space-time in Konoha, and that is fourth Hokage Minato Namikaze. As Shimura Danzo let out a roar, Minato, I will kill you. As he screamed on top of his lung, he believed that just when he was about to become the fifth Hokage, Minato must have used some skill or some forbidden technique to make him have a heart attack. He could never accept it. He was this close. Minato had dared to attack one of the elders, the future fifth Hokage. He will pay for it. As he glared towards his Ambu and gave a signal, called for all the Jonins as well as the clan heads who had agreed with us. We will force Minato to heal me and then we will put him behind bars. As he was furious about it, as he quickly sent his Ambu to gather his supporters while the other two elders looked towards each other in utter horror. If Minato have this kind of abilities, does that not mean that Minato could always have an accident happen to them as well? They have already turned on Minato. Who knows Minato will do to them? But unknown to them, Minato had little to do with this whole matter. After all, he has space-time abilities, but they are space-time, not time and space. So, Minato cannot control these two factors separately. It is just a teleportation, nothing more than that. While on the other hand, they are believing that Minato has made some kind of breakthrough and is out to get them. While on the other hand, Tsunade finally arrived in the Hokage office where Jiraiya was present and already talking with Minato, while on the other hand Tadokage was also taking his seat, as Tadokage has explained to Minato that he had nothing to do with this whole matter, even though Minato was not exactly happy about it, but there was little he could do about it, so he let third Hokage go for now. As Tsunade looked towards the third Hokage and then he looked towards Minato. Minato, I want to ask you something. What did you do to Shimura Danzo? As Minato frowned at that, what are you talking about, Lady Tsunade? I did not do anything to him, though I wanted to stab my kunai through him, but I did not do so. As Tsunade frowned at that, Minato, there is no need for you to hide anything. If you have made some kind of new breakthrough, you can tell us here. As Minato frowned at that, what are you talking about, Lady Tsunade? As Tsunade glared towards Minato, Minato, I have already examined Danzo, and even though I did not told him, I believe that he will have his own medical ninja go through an examination again. So he will find out sooner or later. Shimura Danzo's heart has grown at least 30 years older than his normal age. Someone has used space-time power on him. As Minato's eyes widened at that, even Jiraiya looked towards Minato. Even Tadokage had a sweat running through his forehead as he looked towards Minato in utter horror. Previously, he thought that it was just a coincidence. Maybe Shimura Danzo got too excited of just becoming the Hokage that he had an heart attack, but now it seemed that it was meditated by Minato himself, as Minato himself was dumbfounded. He could not understand it. How can anyone age one part of someone using time abilities? As Minato simply shook his head at that. I did no such thing, Lady Tsunade. As Jiraiya looked towards him, come on, Minato, you can tell us. You're the only one in Konoha who have an understanding of space-time abilities, so who can do it other than you? As Minato frowned at that, I did no such thing, Lord Jiraiya. If I had this ability, I would have. But suddenly Minato looked towards the third Hokage, who flinched at that, but Minato looked away. Well, I have no such ability, and I did not age the heart of Shimura Danzo. Even Tsunade frowned at that as everyone was looking towards Minato with a bit of, you can say, suspicion, but they also realized that Minato will not hide such a thing from them. So they started to think about it. Maybe Shimura Danzo had also angered someone else. As Minato, for a moment, the name of Naruto arrived in Minato's head. After all, Naruto had teleported inside of the stadium, and back then Minato thought that it was a space-time ability. But Minato simply shook his head at that. I do not know anything about it. As Tsunade simply sighed and nodded at that. Well, Shimura Danzo is not a person to be liked. Maybe he had offended someone else, someone powerful. But if there is someone like this, then we should all be careful, Minato. After all, no matter what, Shimura Danzo remains a cage level shinobi, and someone was able to do something like this to him, which means that whoever this person is, he can harm us as well, especially Tadokage, who was sweating hard. No matter what, everything Shimura Danzo had done in his life, it has a tacit approval of the Tadokage behind him. So if this person has an agenda against Danzo, he will definitely have an agenda against Tadokage as well. So he was sweating hard. No matter what, he still loved his life and did not want it to die just yet. While, on the other hand, Minato simply nodded at that. He will keep an eye on this whole matter. No matter what, such a dangerous ability should be controlled by Konoha, especially him, the fourth Hokage. With that, Tsunade decided to take her leave. While in the hospital room, many of the Jonins who supported Shimura Danzo and some of the clan heads also arrived, looking towards Shimura Danzo as Shimura Danzo threw a report towards them. It is fourth Hokage. He had dared to attack one of the elders of Konoha and the future Hokage. Read this report, as many of the Jonin were surprised. After all, they were present in the Jonin Council, and honestly, they did not want you to come here. A man who was almost on his deathbed. They did not want it anything to do with Shimura Danzo, and only half of the people previously who had joined hand with Shimura Danzo had arrived here, but they still decided to come to put an end to this whole situation. But when they started to read the report, their eyes widened at that, looking at the report, seeing that how someone has used space-time power to age the heart of Shimura Danzo for 30 years. Their eyes widened at that. Space-time, only one person is a master of space-time in Konoha, and that is Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage. Who knew fourth Hokage had such an ability to age someone using time abilities? It is utterly unheard of. Teleportation is common. Even Kumo had the power of space-time, though it is mainly for transporting things, not people, but still. Other villages also possess this ability, but now looking at it, their eyes widened at that. They had sweat running through their foreheads as Shimura Danzo spoke up. I believe that we should force Minato down from the position of Hokage and put a trial on him. After all, he had dared to attack one of the advisors of Konoha, the future fifth Hokage. He has far overstepped his bounds and should be punished for this. Shimura Danzo was furious, but unknown to him, there was utter fear in the eyes of everyone that were present here. Those were time abilities, aging someone at will. Even a cage level shinobi like Shimura Danzo, something like this could be done easily without anyone noticing. So what could Minato do to them who had dared to overthrow him as they were sweating hard? As one of the clan heads stood up and started to cough. Well, Lord Danzo, I believe that we should think about it. Yes, we should definitely think about it. We will tell you later. With that, clan had disappeared from there. Other Jonins also looked towards each other, looking at the fear in their eyes. They also stood up and decided to leave from there. Who knows, Minato might get angry and age all of them hundreds of years within seconds, and they will be unable to do anything. Third while on the other hand, Shimura Danzo was dumbfounded. He had thought that his supporters will definitely support him, and then they will march towards the Hokage office, pull Minato from the position of Hokage, accuse him of harming the elders, and crowning him as the new Hokage, thus forcing Minato to undo all the damage he had done to him, thus becoming the ruler of Konoha and then the shinobi world. All the dreams of Shimura Danzo were utterly shattered while the other two elders looked towards each other. They had fear in their eyes. They also stood up. Well, Danzo, I believe that we should talk with Du Hiruzen about this matter. Yes, we will tell you later. With that, both of them also disappear from there. They have to get the forgiveness of Minato, and they believe that as long as Third Hokage step forward, Minato will not hold it against them. After all, who knows, Minato might get angry and age them few years every day, and they would be dead soon enough. As Shimura Danzo was left behind, only Air and his own Root Ambu were left behind. As Shimura Danzo also came out of his stupor, he also realized that all of these people are scared that Minato will hold a grudge and age them, and they will not be able to do anything. As Shimura Danzo slammed his face into the nearby table. Damn you, Minato, I will kill you no matter what. I will definitely kill you. As Danzo was furious, as this was just a misunderstanding. But who told Minato to be a master of space-time? While on the other hand, in the base of Naruto at the moment was meditating. He was gathering his space-time power, as he had also realized that going to the other timelines is one thing, but there is a problem that these timelines are simply far too powerful, far too dangerous. Especially those other dangerous Narutos like Saiyan Naruto and Ususuke Naruto, they were simply far too powerful even with the power of 10 tails. And there are many people who can track him down back to this timeline. So his advantages are not that much, and Naruto was thinking about a new idea, and that was time power, especially timelines. If there are other timelines, then Naruto can make his own timelines like a small world. He shall create new timelines in which he will be able to control everything. After all, these timelines will be based of his own time power. As Naruto closes his eyes as he came to a blank space, this was the mindscape of Naruto. There was nothing present there. As Naruto moved his hand, as yellow energy started to come to his hand, as Naruto made it in a form of a line, as he had created a copy of this current universe. Everything that is present in this universe has an alter ego, far weaker, especially it was not as powerful as the current world. It was just a reflection, if you may say. As Naruto looked towards it, but the world was same, even though he can control everything in it and he can absorb it as well. But it would be nothing special. He required change, and change can only come from outside. As Naruto thought about it, there are many timelines in the universe. There are other universes as well. But then his eyes widened at that. He remembered one of the timelines. As Naruto moved and disappeared from the shinobi world, as he arrived outside of the shinobi world, in the outside of the shinobi universe. As he looked towards one of the universe, it was a normal universe with no special power to their name. The humans present here mainly rely on technology. As Naruto arrived in this world, he has already gained all the knowledge of this world, looking towards the people there, and then a new idea came to his mind. There was especially one thing called system. As Naruto simply chuckled at that. Well then, as Naruto looked towards one of the direction where one person just has a truck accident, as Naruto disappeared and captured the soul of that person, and once again disappeared from this entirety of the universe, and finally arrived in his mindscape, the new timeline he had recently created. As Naruto simply chuckled at that, he has already gained the fragments of all the power of Naruto universe from the zombie world. He will grant it in a form of a system to this soul. Let it reincarnate in this new timeline. Let it disturb it. Let it make it grow stronger and stronger. As long as this transmigrator become powerful, using the same fragments of the power Naruto had gained from the zombie universe, he will grant it in a form of a system. Let this transmit migrator become arrogant. Let it become stronger and stronger. And when the time comes, As not to simply smirk at that, he will quickly absorb this whole timeline. No matter how powerful this transmigrator becomes, it is just a fragment of his own power, the system which he grants him. So, this whole timeline will become stronger because of this transmigrator, and when it will reach a certain power level, Naruto will simply absorb it. Who cares about one timeline? There are so many. He can create it. As Naruto simply smirk at that and burst into laughter. This was a perfect idea. With that, Naruto threw the soul of this otherworldly being in a form of a transmigrator into one of the Uchihas in the previous timeline. Let it be reborn in the form of Uchiha Ryu with emotion system given to him become stronger. Uchiha, soon enough your power shall be mine. With that, Naruto smirked and disappeared from his mindscape and finally appeared back in the original universe. Looking towards this universe, Naruto was really happy about it. After all, his plans will definitely come to fruition. After all, these small timelines are nothing special. He can simply absorb them later. The stronger the transmigrator becomes, the stronger he will become. As Naruto smiled at that, he needs to gather time energy to create more timelines. And he needs to become stronger and stronger so that he can gather all the time energy to create these timelines for himself. As Naruto finally arrived as Naruto finally arrived on the sky of the Shinobi world, as Naruto closes his eyes, he could feel it. There are many old relics in the Shinobi world that have the power of space-time. Naruto needs to absorb time energy to increase his power to make new timelines, the small timeline he had made earlier. The transmigrator has already opened his eyes and has already gotten the, you can say, initial package that was a sage body. Let the transmigrator grow stronger and stronger so that when the time comes, he can gain its all of its power along with the complete timeline. As Naruto finally arrived in the location that was a ruined city, as Naruto simply smirked at that. So these are the ruins of the place where the dragon vein is actually present. As Naruto simply smirked at that and finally arrived to the location where the dragon vein was present. As Naruto put his hand onto the dragon vein, he can feel it, the immense space-time energy that is present in this dragon vein. It was more than enough, but Naruto can also feel it. This is present to the past and future. On top of that, it is also connected vaguely to the other timelines. As Naruto simply smirk at that while he cannot deal with other Narutos in the other timeline, but that doesn't change the fact that these dragon veins are present in all the timelines. So if Naruto were to go to other alter, alter ego of this universe, he can simply absorb the power of the dragon vein and disappear from there. As Naruto simply smirk at that. Alright then, let us begin. With that, Naruto grabbed the seal, crushed it, while on the other hand, the dragon vein started to react violently and tried to send Naruto back into the past, but Naruto didn't care about it. He quickly opened his arms, and just like that, he started to absorb all the space-time power inside of it. As Naruto's own eyes widened at that, this rich space-time power, it seemed limitless, but that was just an illusion. Naruto could tell that. As Naruto quickly started to absorb the power of space-time, while on the other hand, the whole sand country started to shake violently, while on the other hand, Gaara, as well as the other shinobi, had recently arrived to Sand Village. As the Sand Shinobi also felt it, something was off. As they looked towards the direction where the tremors were coming from, they could tell that that was the location of the dragon vein that was sealed away earlier by the fourth Hokage Minato Namikaze all those years ago. While on the other hand, even in Konoha, many people can feel that something is off. A powerful energy signature has appeared in the sand country, while on the other hand, after some time, Naruto finally landed onto the ground. He has absorbed so much space-time energy. All he requires right now is to create more timelines in his mindscape and capture more of those transmigrators and put them in these different timelines, give them some fragment of his power in the form of a system. It is just a baseline. For example, if he is given a transmigrator, a sage body, then whatever that transmigrator builds upon the sage body, all the chakra he gathers, all the training he does, all the jutsu he makes, those are the works that are made on top of that basis. So if Naruto were to give one, then these transmigrators can return him 100, thus increasing his powers. As Naruto simply smirked at that, these souls should already be happy. After all, their lives has ended in their respective universes, so they can happily work for him in these timelines. And even in these timelines, Naruto was observing this Uchiha Ryu was rather arrogant, but that doesn't change the fact that he will be working for him. As Naruto simply smirked at that, just enjoy your life. As Naruto simply disappeared from his mind once more, as he has already created another timeline in his mindscape, and he has went to capture another soul who will be the new transmigrator, while on the other hand in Konoha, Minato was looking towards the direction of the Sand Country where the tremors has finally calmed down. Minato had a feeling that he had forgotten something, but no matter how much focus he makes, he wasn't able to remember it. But Minato simply shook his head at that. If he had forgotten about it, then it would not be anything special. While on the other hand, Shimura Danzo was present in his root base. He has sent a message to Orochimaru, and after some time, a snake appeared in the base of, you can say, Shimura Danzo, as the snake turned into a clone of Orochimaru. As Orochimaru chuckled at that, well, Shimura Danzo, you seem not to be in a good shape. What's the matter? As Shimura Danzo glared towards Orochimaru, Orochimaru, you were unable to fulfill your end of the bargain. Hiruzen and Minato both are alive, as Orochimaru was already under the control of Kotomasukami of Naruto, so he didn't think much of it as he said, well, Danzo, that is not the reason of your anger. Tell me, what do you want from me? After all, I have still some experiments to perform. As Shimura Danzo scoffed at that as he threw a report towards Orochimaru's clone. As Orochimaru clone got it, I believe that it is the work of Minato, as it is a power of space-time and only Minato is able to control it. So you have to heal me no matter what. I'm this close to the position of the fifth Hokage and I shall not let it go. As Orochimaru looked towards the report, he had already figured out this must be the work of his master and Lord Naruto. As Orochimaru simply smirked at that, he needs to contact his lord to get the definite answer. As for healing Danzo, how can something like that be ever be done? As Orochimaru simply chuckled at that. Well, let me think about it, and I will report it to you later. With that, Orochimaru turned into many snakes and disappeared from there. As Shimura Danzo was silent for some time, Minato, you will pay for it. No matter what, you will definitely pay for it. As Danzo thought in his mind. But hey guys, I'm gonna end this part here. So hopefully you guys like it. For the next part, the like goal is gonna be 100 likes and 10 comments, and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. So yeah guys, see you soon. Peace.